I'm gonna cry. This whole and now I can officially watch One Piece. It has been so fucking long that I've already read the manga, that I've passed the latest anime episode. Oh my god, okay, let me just tell you about my experience, because it was horrible, okay? So I was sitting here, April was sitting here, Zena was sitting here, and Grace was sitting here, Irene was sitting there, Micah, and Lucy and Lennon. And the first whole period, like, so basically I chunked it up. Hour 1, 7:50 to 8:50, first small figure. Then the next one, second small figure. Then the third one, big figure. Then the fourth one, big figure. And the fifth hour was, or fifth 50 minutes, was my small figure. And as the day, so basically what happened was, this is like the accuracy and how well it is, and this is time, okay? So I couldn't really I was like warming up in the morning. I think it was a bit too, I was just not ready for it. And then the big ones, or it could be size, but the big ones I did really well on, I think. But I think it's up to me. It's all based on my perception, because I know my different stages, and that stage was putting things on and making it look a bit complex. And then the second one is making it geometric. Sakagami, no. So yeah, and just like the first hour, I just sort of froze up, and I was like caring, and what if this happened? What if this happened? Blah 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 blah. And by the third and fourth, I was doing fine, and then the last, which was the fifth hour, I completely shut down. Like, I was not using my brain anymore, and I was just randomly plopping clay onto my armature, and it was horrible, and the anatomy is all wrong. But I can't really function without music, without water. Yeah, it was horrible. Here are some things I did write down before and after. So the plan first is, I was listening to Francis Bacon and Stockham so deeply. So tomorrow before lunch, bring all to stage 1. I sort of did that. Then after lunch, stage 3, anatomical tendons and detail. I didn't do that, but I did the head. And now I have to start my personal statement and watch YouTube ideas for ideas. And I can watch One Piece whilst doing it. Oh my god! Okay. And if I have time, I'll plan for Viola photography. One thing that I also want to do. I have some other things. I'm going to try to remember it. But what I'm thinking about now. Okay, so just some things to remember when I was just doing my thing. Work all parts at the same rate, so no one should be more refined than others. And then work by placing clay first, keep it rough, and then let the clay shine, like the nature of the clay. And then I wanted to create Baroque-like paintings, so like Caravaggio. I wanted to get that sort of vibe, but right now it's a bit hard because I'm still putting clay on. And then I thought about university for a second, and I said, what is going to be my motto? Like, what are my goals for university? Would I be like, I'm trying to put the most effort than anyone else? That would kind of lead to the type of comparison. Or would I give 100% of myself? And then now that leads to one of the big things that I experienced. And now that I'm thinking of it, it's quite simple, but it wasn't easy. Yeah, YouTuber reference. But basically, well, Two of my great friends just came, Japan Porsche video, and they were looking for April. And how sad that is that they weren't looking for me. But I just feel so happy to see them. Okay, so I was just talking again about this heavy conversation of comparison, and I was feeling a lot about it, and I was thinking maybe about Irene too. And this was something that I made up in my mind and then sort of became a hypocrite about. So I said I would be more open to like seeing other people's work and seeing Irene's work in specificity, because I think my psychology that I do subconsciously is I don't want to see other people's work that is better than me, because it hurts. Like the immediate feeling I get is it hurts, and like, oh, I wish I could be like that, and that's the immediate thing. And I feel like that's quite a big problem that I've had throughout my entire art journey. It progressively got worse during GCSE and A-levels now, and I think it creates this toxic aroma that is just around me all the time, like a storm, and that's not great. It's just not great for my personal development, and it's sort of like having an ego and not being open to learning from others. And this is also the same with copying others / learning from others / artist swiping. And what I've just come to consider is that's actually very normal in art, and it is actually quite like popular, and people do use it quite regularly. For example, like people in the Impressionists, they were all friends. Like my teacher told me, they were all friends, and they tried out trends, or like Cubism, and they tried out trends, and then people just started to become a movement. So I guess if I can start copying others and others copy me, that we can become a movement. And it's gonna be like YBA, which is Young British Artists, who in which like the artist, what is his name? Damien Hirst and Tracey Emin they're awesome. I really like them. Is it because they have a big name? Is it because their things are just iconic? We will have to dive in that psychology a bit more, because we're trying, I don't know, like I've been seeing this meta-cognition or meta-something, and I think it's something that I might be interested in. Like it seems like something that's interesting, and that's another problem. I shouldn't, if I really want to be authentic, I shouldn't really do things because it seems like I should, or I look like the person that should. Because I look like a nerd, I wear glasses, I'm not that pretty. It's not up for debate. It's not up for debate. Leve reference. Okay, so let's see, what artists are there? Artists in YBA. So we have Damien Hirst. Tracey Emin, Sarah Lucas, and Rachel Whiteread. One of these amazing things as well is movements. When we talk about movements, and this YBA, Young British Artists, who emerged in the late 1890s and dominated the contemporary art scene, like that is the definition of a pirate generation in terms of One Piece, and that is awesome. And I feel like One Piece is giving so many artists advice, because like, for example, set yourself a big goal, and one that I'm starting to formulate is I want to be an installation artist, and that's something for me to sail my boat towards. That is awesome, and One Piece just shows us that there are going to be a gazillion, billion, quadrupling, 1,180 challenges until you get there, before you get there, and more before you get there. So buckle up and choose something that you're interested in. So that's awesome, the pirate era, and I love that. And how like and then I also realized that April's good at using found objects, and that's great. Yeah, I just thought of commodification because I was forgetting that word, and I use commercialization a lot. Okay, and one of the things that I just felt was like, I had to keep reminding myself, like at least twice, to remember what I had accomplished yesterday and the day before, because I felt like I was behind or inferior or whatever, and it fucking hurts. And then I had a thought, like, why am I, and why are we, like, because I assume that other people are. Why am I assuming that whenever people see each other's art, they automatically compare it to theirs? And then one of the things, like, oh my gosh, because, like, for this thing, I am focusing on my technical skill, like a lot. Like I want to sculpt like Michelangelo, and yet I'm still struggling, and I am thinking about how other people's concepts are better. And another thing is like Irene, like she created like this sort of like marble looking bowl that's very organic and looks like a rock, and inside I don't know, but it looks blue, and I assume that it might be some like sort of crystal or something. And Miss Judd put up a blue light, and I just like, wow, wonder what that is. And opposite to what I told myself to do, I made it obvious that I was ignoring her work. And oh my gosh, is that frustrating. It is so frustrating. Because I feel like I'm missing out, and yeah. And then always remember, thick to thin, thin to thick. We make what we want to be. Is that true? Because there's this quote that says, we appreciate what we are, or something. And then I thought of some board options where I could say, this is practical, this is conceptual. I want to make people feel. Is that why I want to do art? No, I want to make myself feel. Okay, and then before that, I said I was doing military history yesterday, and then I said put one figure in oven, hands, feet, surface, not yet, but hands, feet, I didn't do the surface, but it's too late now. Final drawn plan of sculpture outcome and an aesthetic, I haven't done that. Oh, sure, veil installation characters on head. So I need to do the veil design. Make head, ears, and neck, no. Make an armature following plan, I did that. Ancient making, sun, revisit tutorial notes, I didn't do that. Attach face standing up here, haven't done that. Okay. And then I said I began at 7:45 and I finished at 2:45. And I thought that maybe I can do this. Anti-art. And you're going to be a professor. How does that work for Miss Riley? So yeah, now we're just going to forget everything we've done. I'm going to add some photos and add some annotations really quick right now. And then we're going to forget everything we've done. And then we're going to go to my personal statements. I'm too scared to watch One Piece. Okay, guys. So I have just been doing what I said I was gonna do. I was updating my slides, right? The sculpture thing looks depressing. But the thing, okay, the textile, I put the bows inside because I just wanted to show you that like the colors correspond, right? And then Miss Riley came and she's like, your this is the most interesting thing I've seen in a while as a teacher. And you're a great artist. What the fuck? So should I continue doing this textile thing or not? I'll have to steal more bows. No. But we'll see. So should I do more? Should I do more? I don't know. So we'll see. Now I'm gonna go look for all the videos I need, and I'll put it in Notion. Goodbye. And then I'll be heading off.